Now this is what I call a cool build. It's not an actual HAMMERDIN build, but I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that it's the closest we are getting to one for at least another year. I got the link to the build from a fellow Perragaming enjoyer the other day. Not this guy in particular, but apparently Jala in the Sanctuary Discord cooked up this thing of beauty. And to my surprise, Razor Wings is not just a meme. It can actually hit for trillions and speedrun tier 100s. It's also the perfect horde build. You just stand in the middle, drop a mystic circle, and start spamming. An absolutely lovely build. Now there are some cool techs being utilized here, so let's waste no time and talk about it, shall we? For starters, Razor Wings sucks donkey balls. Oh, well, usually. This is due to us running out of stacks instantly, and we're forced to just stand there looking like a dumbass. So the main problem of this build is to solve these two things, which we do by tempering Razor Wing charges onto our jewelry, and then reset its cooldown via either the Hunter or the Seeker each time it's off cooldown when combined with Intricacy. But then another problem arises. How the hell do we reset the cooldown of the Hunter and the Seeker then? Well, shit, via Prodigy's Tempo and Shaco. By combining these two together, we get humongous amount of cooldown reduction and can reset them no problemo. It's just that easy, folks. Now, there are a few different combos you can use. In this setup, we're rocking the Hunter. The problem with this is, if you suck ass at the game, then this can happen. You're just waiting for the cooldown to run out because you pressed the wrong spell. This is where the Seeker is easier to play, as you have 2 additional charges in case you fuck up. There is also another cool tech we're using here, and that is Mystic Circles. By using Plains Power, we get a massive damage bonus from Mystic Circles. But as we're spamming Eagle skills all the time, we can also use the Sky Power aspect to drag those with us. And if that wasn't enough, I thought to myself, hey, why not just slap on the Replenishing Vortex as well while we're at it, and we can pull in the entire instance with the Mystic Circles as well. A pretty cool tech, and insanely fun to pull off. Now, I don't want to make an hour-long video when you most likely know a lot of the cringe-born interactions already. It's not like we've had a lack of those videos here on YouTube lately. Am I right, folks? Yeah, so let's head straight for the gear and aspects, and you'll know what to look for. Starting us right off, we need the main Spirit Hall Jaguar. There's just no way of getting around it. This one is double-dipping like crazy, it's broken, and every build has to use it. We're also boosting this further by tempering on our weapon. As helmet, you'll need Shaco. You don't need to get an insane cooldown reduction here, but we need it to double the cooldown reduction from Prodigy's Tempo. You can also use Jacinth's Shell, but that fucking thing gives me PTSD. For chest, you want Shroud of False Death as like with any other goddamn build in the game. We then get to the good stuff. The Fell Soothsayer's aspect is needed to get those disgusting trillions and even quadrillions of hits. I have a vulnerable damage temper here. It's useless, don't grab it. Instead, you want attack speed here. As we're not able to use the Rod of Kepaleki, you're also going to want 100% crit chance, or else you'll lose just a disgusting amount of damage, as the Redirected Force aspect requires you to crit. For the Pantaloonies, we go for the usual stuff. Swap the basic skills with Dex, and you're Gucci. The Sneakers are a new addition to the builds of Cringeborns. This is the aspect that allows us to drag the Mystic Circle around. I wouldn't use this if you're pushing, as you would mainly just stand still, and then you can go for the Apprehension aspect instead. But for speed farming, it's fun, and it's lovely. The weapon is a new addition as well. This is where you double the Jaguar main haul by tempering, and slap on the Redirected Force aspect as to double it, along with doing the same with the Interdiction aspect with the difference of being on the amulet. For the jewelry, try to swap the crit chance here with Potent ranks. It's upwards of 50% big damn that I'm lacking here, and it makes me very sad. And finally, the rings. Here it is massively important that you temper razor wing charges. To be safe, I'd go for at least 15 stacks, but preferably upwards of 18. This either means masterworking it on the rings or getting one on each jewelry piece. For the aspects, the Plane's power is a disgusting damage bonus when combined with the duelist aspect and stacking mystic power potency everywhere, and the unyielding aspect is also lovely. My armor is currently far from enough, and you are aiming for 5,000 armor. This would, however, require a GA armor on my sneakers and amulet, which I'm too broke for. And yes, 60 billion gold is nothing in the current D4 economy. Thank you, fellow dupers and fuckwats ruining the economy. All right, so that's the gear and aspects. When it comes to the runes, we have Earthen Bulwark, which we summon via blasting out cooldowns. Or in other words, the Yolke combo. You'll just keep resetting your cooldowns and spamming them out in a fixed rotation, which we'll cover later. You then use the Invocation rune from Earthen Bulwark and combine it with Max Life, also called the Xolxal rune combo. Lovely. And for mercenaries, use whatever the hell you want. I'm pretty much always using Subo for the wall hack and crit damage, and Vorhair for the attack speed she provides. Alright friends, nicely done. Let's blast through the skill tree, shall we? Damn right. We start off by snoozing our way through to the focus skills. Grab Vortex to pull in enemies, and when you have enough enemies, namely 7 for me, you can instantly reset Vortex and keep pulling in enemies. We then grab a bunch of damage, fuck off from here, and pick all of the standard passives and skills that you are used to. We're also rocking counterattack for the 30% damage. Be aware though, you don't actually want to press this skill, you only want to have it on your bars for the passive bonus. Typically you get this bonus from the Midnight Sun, but not here. And the reason as to why you don't want to press it is because you get 100% dodge chance, and it's difficult to block when you're dodging all skills, ain't it? And you need to block for the redirected force aspect. We then go to pick up our razor wings, which by themselves make enemies vulnerable, and invasive razor wings to grant them the boomerang look. And finally, we get to the ultimates. Go for the hunter if you think you can handle it. It provides more damage and mobility. The seeker is way easier though, and it's also easier to keep up supremacy for a massive damage bonus. But again, you lose a bunch of mobility and the ability to nuke enemies as they get below 35% health. You can also experiment with both and see what you prefer yourself. Maybe you like playing with birds, making you like a dick up your ass. I don't judge, we're all friends here. In any way, Prodigy's tempo is what we need to reset all of our cooldowns. Shaco grants this one a massive boost for 28% cooldown reduction each third attack. And that's balanced? I guess, alright friends. And then we have the Perragons. These are the same as in our previous videos, with the difference of us rocking new glyphs. We first have Fulminate for some lightning damage, followed by heading on over to grab Sapping for Big Damn, and Socket Talon for even more Big Damn. It's then time for Convergence, and Ritual for that juicy Mystic Circle bonus. After that, we want Viscous Shield, of course, and Socket Spirit as if your life depends on it. And finally, Revealing and Colossal for additional damage per resolve stack. Hey, we're pretty fast in this video, and I've barely dropped any memes. Let's just throw in the German Beavis here for a sec. Hopefully that should solve it. Good shit. Now this is the important stuff, the rotation. And to those who skipped the video and went straight for the planner, I'm just going to go ahead and drop a lol in the comments when you start complaining about the build not working, because you actually need to follow a rotation for the build to work. And the rotation is as follows. We spam our razor wings until you're running out of charges. You can have up to 12 out at once, so you should at least throw 12 out. You're then dropping your ultimate to reset it back again, and at the same time, you're blasting out all of your remaining cooldowns apart from counterattack. You use Vortex to gather enemies, Scourge to gain a damage bonus, and Armored Hide to gain the unyielding aspect bonus. After that, you can keep spamming your Razor Wings, use the ultimate, and repeat by using your remaining cooldowns. If you want to pixel pull enemies with Vortex, then that is fairly simple as well. Whenever you crit with Vortex, you reset its cooldown. So if you can't kill enemies instantly, then you can gather a bunch of them and blow them up all at once. Insanely fun and insanely satisfying. All right, friends, that's all for this one. Now go have some goddamn fun with this build, will you?